23 deeper and higher, we follow. Which theme do you choose today? We choose humanism. Humanism focuses on us humans, not on invisible gods in the sky. In the past, humanity lived in the moment but was under constant pressure from family, friends, and the societal hierarchy of the time. A pressure to conform to the prevailing voices and norms. Today, we have achieved a certain freedom, a liberation. We can think for ourselves, no longer needing authority from the sky. We are autonomous. However, there are still strong currents of old ways of thinking, in society, in conversation, in the media, both in free and unfree spaces. When countries, even those in what we call the free world, forbid and limit human expression, we commit an assault on freedom of speech. It's not a simple we, it's more complex. A few, but powerful, authoritarian ideas penetrate free discourse. It's a shame. We have fought for freedom of speech as a cornerstone of democracy. Now it is being assaulted. Art is a guiding light. It mirrors society, for better or worse, but always honestly. If you silence art, you shoot yourself in the foot. It's impossible to stop a flood from the mountains. The forces of nature are fundamental. But I ask, is there a will for reconciliation and peace in our brief present? We only live for a few moments between the great events of history. Quantum leaps. As we say, in reality, small ripples in the larger picture. At the same time, the flow of opinions is constant. Arguments float everywhere, some good, some bad. My piano waits. Mrs. Pianola welcomes me on the bench. Silent, yet inviting. In the sit-down, I want to record something from my life. Then I hear a voice. Hey you, Jean Norval. Who is speaking? Have I gone to eat? Well, I don't think so. It's a voice from heaven, just as Abraham heard the voice of Yahweh. But, following Abraham's example, that would be outrageous. The story of Abraham and Isaac is so gruesome that even God would gasp for air. It was God himself who commanded Abraham to sacrifice his son. A brutal act, sanctified in a holy book. And still, thousands defend this story. They call it faith. But it's not about faith, it's about blind obedience. Obedience to an imaginary authority in the sky. A perverse distortion of reality. We call it today cognitive dissonance. Had I been Abraham, and heard a voice say, "Go and kill your son. Build an altar on the hill. Lure him there. Use a knife," I would have been locked up for life, with severe mental diagnoses. That this story is even included in the Bible is a disgrace. That so few have taken issue with it is shocking. And yet, thousands continue to defend this perverse act, with creative explanations so numerous that the entire world's library is filled. But what if all these excuses don't hold up? They don't. We must straighten our backs. Show intellectual and emotional honesty. Set aside mythical authorities. What about a real approach? Not through poetry, sagas, myths, or fiction. What about just looking around? Reality is tough. It's honest, it's here. Some live in noise, constant chaos, both at home and out in the world. Others in silence, in the countryside, with animals, with the earth. Some withdraw into isolation to find peace. But more and more gather in cities, because that's where the jobs, the money are. What if we could reverse this trend? Distribute burdens more evenly. A longing for a return to nature is not romantic nonsense. It has serious consequences. What is a 70-year-old man to do in his small apartment in the big city? Watch TV. Surf the internet looking for women? No. TV only makes you dumber. And online dating as a 70-year-old, it becomes meaningless. There is a time for everything. When I was young and virile, Women were everything. Now that time is past. Other values have emerged. And so someone asks, what does all this have to do with Abraham? Well, the voice Abraham heard, it didn't come from heaven. It came from inside his head. And such voices still exist. Not necessarily audible, but everywhere. We are bombarded by opinions, information, ideologies. But what about the receiver? Our brain? Our mind? What about a timeout? Just calm the whole faculty down. Maybe we will renew ourselves in the next moment.